Please subscribe and don't forget to press the bell icon to get notified whenever we upload a new video.
Well, let's get started. The first team to present today is Indigo from IIM Ahmedabad. Can we please have you on stage for your presentation? Welcome team. I hope you're all set to win the judges over once again. Well, the rules are pretty simple. You have exactly 15 minutes to finish your presentation, after which the buzzer will sound out and that's when you have to stop. Following which you will engage in a Q&A round with the judges. Good luck and your time starts now.
Frequent arguments against technology in the service sector is that the emotional appeal of personal service is reduced by introducing automation and decreasing human interaction. It's possible for hotels to collect data about a plethora of customers' preferences, such as room temperature, like or dislike for particular food items, and several such other valuable nuggets of information, and use that information to delight them in their subsequent visits.
If we look at some key characteristics of the new age connected consumer, they are: first, depends on online reviews and recommendations, desires for additional brand content, constantly connected via mobile, expects an ongoing dialogue with brand, shops on multi-brand websites, prefers and appreciates personalized offers and interactions. They spend considerable amount of time on internet and other digital sources of comparative information before actually making a purchase decision. The customer is constantly engaging with brand online and is available to be reached easily through online content.
One of our key solution is that you give a personal digital assistant like an Apple iPad to all the guests. There will be an app, Taj app, in that iPad, which will help them, guide them based on their taste, like for the next 2 days where they want to visit. And simultaneously, there will be a one-touch chat and call option, and where they can directly connect to us and we can help them.
So we looked at the technological landscape, what all solution providers are offering. We went through some reports, saw some trends, what the international guests are doing, and then we filtered down to what actually Taj stands for and what Taj guests would need. So when we filtered down and did some this qualitative quantitative analysis, so based on that we arrived at these 4-5 creative solutions.
Given a good framework of what needs to be done, I was just looking for some more concrete examples of these are the top 5 things that going forward should be in our strategic plan.
Suppose you want to include chatbot on your platform. So before right now the agents are replying, I think, manually to the chat. So we tried it once and we thought it was actually an employee replying from the other side. So let's suppose if there are some 2,000 bookings done from the Taj website on a daily basis and there is a technical problem. So because of that technical problem, 2,000 queries will get generated and those will have to be resolved in one day. And you'll have to have that manpower behind the system to support those queries. So suppose you realize that, okay, we want to include chatbot in our website to handle these kind of complaints. So if you have to deploy chatbot, then you look at that existing employees when they were handling the complaints, what was the cost incurred when you hired those employees and kept those employees, and also whether the customers were satisfied at the end of the query resolution.
Why will some of the two happen from some of the suggestions? Because I kind of found myself getting a little lost there.
The richness that comes with staying at Taj, which is that when I get out of my room, the lift is there for me, and when I come down to the reception or the lobby, my car is waiting for me. So that's the place where we were coming from, and we thought that it contributes to the overall experience of we genuinely care.
How do you capture preferences when there are 5 people in a 4 people in a room, or 3 people in a room, or 2 people in a room? What do you do with the water temperature? I want 30, somebody else wants 22.
In case there are multiple guests, so when I'll know ki A has this, B has this.
How
but
do you know?
Sir, I'll have sensor.
That you will be tracking when a person has gone to the loo, come out of the loo, 2 people of equal height. Please tell me how you'll do it. I don't know.
We definitely had the Tajness at the core of our mind when we gave those recommendations. Everything that we came up with was centered around the philosophy of Taj, which is that we genuinely care.
As the next 2 teams gear up for their turn, we'll take a short break, so stay tuned.
India has transformed herself over the last decade, and infrastructure development has been fueling this growth and economic activity, be it highways or expressways, or engineering marvels like flyovers and bridges, or tunnels facilitating connectivity. Toll-based public-private partnership projects make infrastructure development sustainable and viable. The rapid development in infrastructure lays the foundation, connecting people, connecting cities, driving growth across the nation, and connecting India. IRB Infrastructure Developers Limited, highway to growth. From SUVs to hatchbacks, scooters to adventure tourers, it's your chance to choose India's hottest wheels. To vote for your favorite car, bike and scooter of the year, log on to www.overdrive.in/OD Awards. HP Neosynth presents the 18th CNBC TV18 Overdrive Awards.
Presented by HP Neosynth in association with HP Racer.
From identifying the movers and shakers of the week to spotting new trends as they develop, we get you all the buzz in the commodity market and help you connect commodity to the company. Let the biggest champions guide your investments and find out on what to expect in the week ahead.
The Commodity Champions. At these times. Only on CNBC TV18.
Commodity Champions, brought to you by Nakshatra Diamond Jewelry.
This is the last full budget of the Modi government, and it's coming at a time when there are fiscal clouds on the horizon. Can the finance minister walk the thin line and ensure Achhe Din before 2019? Sharp, clear, real-time analysis. If that's what you're looking for, then CNBC TV18 is your budget destination.
IRB presents Election Budget Mission 2019 on CNBC TV18, your budget headquarters.
Presented by IRB Infrastructure Developers Limited, Highway to Growth. In association with Escorts, engineering the fundamentals of growth. RP Sanjeev Goenka Group, growing legacies. Shrey, together we make tomorrow happen. And Bandhan Bank, Aapka Bhala, Sabki Bhalai.
Welcome back to Lessons in Marketing Excellence Season 9. This is part 5 of the semi-finals. It's time now for Team Victoria's Secret from Narsi Monjay Institute of Management Studies to present their marketing strategy for the case study, Taj Hotels. Can we please have you on stage? Welcome team, you know the rules. You have exactly 15 minutes to finish your presentation, after which you'll engage in a Q&A round with the judges. Good luck, and your time starts now.
When we talk about creating awareness, we actually mean matching the competition. What does our competition eventually do? When we actually went and typed top 5-star hotel booking in Mumbai, TajHotels.com was not even among the first 7 options for us. Hence, we need to enhance our search engine optimization and search engine marketing. At the same time, design an end-to-end itinerary for these customers. According to us, this would enable them to come on our platform. Someone who travels to Goa would be looking forward to a water sport. We collaborate with the local service providers here in these locations, give them training through IHM, which is a part of Taj Group of Hotels, commission them on the basis of 15 to 20% per customer that we've catered to. As a whole, on the customer front, it is Taj that is giving away the service. On the back end, we are giving them training to these people who actually give away these services. It's a win-win situation for both, and thus the entire experience of Tajness is ensured from booking your itinerary, booking your tickets to the end point of sales.
So if you look at the market segment, according to the report by Sabre, the latest generation new age customer millennials contribute to almost 16 lakh crore of spending potential in the near future. So they are actually adapting very active and experience-filled lifestyle. Get them, the major important point here is that get them now and enjoy a long-time, lifetime value of these customers with the brand.
Technology helps in decision-making, like using big data analytics. It helps in automating the manual labor task, or it helps in innovating the business model. So it impacts function ranging from sales, marketing to risk optimization. So in the current process, what exactly Taj is doing and then do a need gap analysis to find the potential gap. then then you of that technology which we are suggesting to implement, check what are the risks associated with it and what are the opportunities of that technology, and then also find the limiting factors. Based on these three, risk, opportunity and limiting factors, will define the KPIs for that technology. If that technology passes through all those KPIs and turn positive for us, we will go ahead with the implementation part. So we will explain this framework using two scenarios. First is using virtual reality and second is chatbots. So first is providing local experience in a seamless manner. This is the service which we want to change, and the technology we are evaluating is virtual reality using VR headsets. So what we are suggesting that keep these VR headsets in the business class flights of Jet Airways and Vistara, and these headsets will have customized video like of 2 minutes of showing Taj and its experience, the Tajiness of it.
First approach was knowing the hospitality industry as a whole. You have a lot of players coming in. You have something like an Airbnb which is inventory free, but at the same time we cannot have Taj going on to that line of action. So we want something for our customers. We want something that relates to Tajness well, and at the same time understanding what do new age customers actually want. So we actually interviewed close to 85 people. It included students, it included corporate people, it included families who can afford these kind of luxury hotels, and then understanding that this is the scenario which is operating right now, and then probably move on to the solution once you have the need in place, and that's how you go on to execute your plans.
So, given some of the facts that we gave in the case were that we're a legacy brand, we are seen as the custodian of Indian hospitality. So, everything that we do in terms of experiences, etc., has to, amplify the brand recall that already exists. So, so it's a good plan, but isn't it replicable? I mean, part of the strategy for us to differentiate ourselves is something that we can do, which is not easily followed by the competition.
Now, once we talk about collaboration of these services with the Tajness factor, that is not something that can be replicated easily. You talk about, say, a JW Marriott doing a yacht party with someone, it would not come with that sort of a royal experience and enriching experience. That is where we want to ensure that we keep Tajness at the center, revolving other services, ensuring that we don't become totally involved in those services, rather collaborate with them.
You guys spoke about collaborative experiences. You said manage end-to-end customer experiences and fronted by Taj. Now, the minute you do that, and especially the example that you gave of, for example, water sports in Goa, do you believe there should be some sort of a filter for what kind of experiences do you collaborate with? And would you call this out as a differentiating one or potentially maybe even a high-risk one?
We would not really go into very risky rides, let's say, because for us, customer is the first priority. Something happens to customer, the entire brand equity comes down, because it's like Taj who has organized all these kind of things. And end of the day, if something happens to the customer, the Taj brand gets affected, not the service provider. So we should be very careful in understanding what are the risks involved in each of these rides, and only if it is safe and let's say Taj IHM certifies that these people are okay to go ahead, only then we launch these services.
Why do you say only Jet Airways and Indigo? What about, and Vistara? What about the number 1 and number 2 carriers of the country?
So we are targeting only the business
class.
Why
are you targeting only business class?
So these people generally have the purchasing power.
A lot of people who can afford to stay at the finest Taj cannot travel business class because of corporate rules. Are you aware of that? They cannot, even if they want to. Then what happens?
Now, according to us, these business customers who are traveling on the business segment, we know that eventually their entire social circle is also a target group. That is why we are catering to them upfront. Probably once this succeeds, that's when we can actually talk about collaboration with other airlines or the other part of it, that is the economical class. But we need to upfront understand that is it successful here or no.
So Chinmay actually liked whatever we presented there. So he was very interested in our ideas, and they were very aligned to the Taj, currently it is doing and what it is thinking to go about forward.
So far, 2 teams have faced the jury, and now it's time for Team Alpha Wolves from IIM Kohikode to make its mark. Can we please have you on stage? Welcome, team. Let me run you quickly through the rules. You have 15 minutes to finish your presentation, after which you'll engage in a Q&A round with the judges. Good luck, and your time starts now.
We will begin with the secondary research to define a sharp target group, followed by the primary research to describe the consumer and the brand persona. We then segregate the market complexities into 3 major buckets and solve them in a step-by-step manner by implementing technology. Lastly, we define a comprehensive framework for adopting and evaluating any technology.
So while segmenting the luxury hotel customers, it is very difficult to point out a specific trend on the basis of just demographics. Therefore, we have segmented our customers on the basis of their behavior and the trip circumstances. The first segment is business luxury. As the name points out, it is the C-level executives whose key objective is business-related travel. The second segment is independence. The key objective here is exclusivity, and they usually seek for travel brands who are more suitable for solo travelers. The third segment is wishfuls. Luxury for them is more of a treat to themselves, and they are looking for wow factors, even if it is coming at a cost of their comfort. Next segment is extravagance. They're looking for glamour and fun activities. The fifth segment is busy bees. They seek for quick runaway, and they often outsource their travel planning activities to third-party agencies. The last segment is classic luxury. Luxury for them is a basic necessity. Out of the first 4 segments that we've mentioned, business luxury have short and low value-adding stays, and extravagance are unsure of what their exact needs are, so it is very risky to target them. Independents have highly personalized requests, so it is very tough to meet their expectations, while the busy bees are irregular travelers with low customer life value. But wishfuls is a relatively bigger market size, and it is also expected to grow further. They operate lower in the hierarchy of needs, and thus, therefore, it is easier to wow them. They have sufficient disposable income, and hence, you can always lock in their brand loyalty, given we convince them that the value they're getting is worth it. Therefore, we are identifying a very sharp target group, the wishfuls within the age of 27 to 36, with a very busy professional life.
We want to actually contribute to the industry, to the company, and the strategies that can be implemented. So we have given stage-wise implementation of the strategies, like first stage, second stage, and the timelines associated with that. So if that can be implemented by the company and that can be appreciated by the judges there, that will be our greatest success.
It felt like you took the easy way out because it was easy to actually, take care of the wishful guys, because the other guys were maybe more demanding or they were more selective. So I just want to question you on that. Does that mean that you don't do anything about the other consumers, or does that mean that you focus on these ones? Because I think the largest question I have is that this is the age group of 25 to 35, or in that ballpark. Like, do they have the disposable income to stay at a brand like Taj?
So depending on our analysis, so we felt that this is the target group which has around the maximum majority share. So these are people who have disposable income, but they do not feel the necessity of staying in a Taj every time. So they are the wishful people who go to Taj on a very special occasion, like for an anniversary or for special family outings. So we have to convert these people who form a very maximum chunk of the population who can spend the money. And this is our first stage of converting these people to the classic luxury.
If the largest selling mobile handset is in the 3,000 to 5,000 rupee range, are you saying Apple should therefore create a phone in that price point?
So we're not losing our core competency in this case. It's just
no, you're
that
focusing because of some convenience. I agree with him.
it's just not convenience, it's also the potential.
The potential, that's what I'm saying. Therefore, should Apple launch a 3,000 rupee phone?
No.
According to your premise, they should.
No, because that will
Why?
make Apple lose the premiumness.
So now, why are you asking
So
the
both are
Taj
mutually
to lose its
exclusive.
premiumness?
Because these people
Why are you
are
asking
not.
Taj to lose its premiumness?
We are not asking
Taj
Taj
is-
to reduce
You
the
are.
money.
You are in your recommendations. You are. You're asking them to talk to an audience which does not go to them today, not by and large. There's not a chunk of their audience, and asking them bring them in.
The wishfuls are the audience which do not go to Taj every time. But yes, they do prefer Taj in case of an occasion or sometimes when they want to treat themselves.
What are those 1 or 2 killer apps, those killer ideas which you would do if you were, the Taj group starting tomorrow? Yeah, because I kind of missed that and all the other things. So just 1 or 2 key things that should just go away with. Yeah.
So going on a very structured way. So our first phase would be to have the incredible Taj journey campaign to launch, which will be specific to our target audience. And then through a VR initiative, we will actually give them the views and the locations of all the Taj locations. And also, since there is a disruptive technology like the OTAs and the alternative models like Airbnb coming up, that will be the second phase in which we will tackle them.
think they were happy overall, but yes, they agreed that there's a framework, there's an approach, but they also pointed out that there are some gaps. For example, they said that there is a bit of a conflict in understanding the target group. But then yes, the target group that we were targeting is something that we think has the most potential in the future, or is the group which has the most leakages in the current market right now, and it's something that we should target upon.
Well, with that, it's a wrap on today's episode. But join us next week as 3 more teams come up with their marketing solutions for the case study of the semi-finals, the Taj Hotels. Until then, from the entire team, goodbye and thank you for watching.